Musings of Tom, Episode 3, Confessions of a Book Addict. Hi, my name is Tom, and I like books. I buy a lot of books, and I read a lot of books, but I buy a lot more books than I read. I try to control it, but I just can't. I admit it, I've got a problem. I'm a book addict. It started out so simply, so innocently. I bought a book and read it, and I liked it. So I bought another book and read it. Then I bought 2 books and read one of them. Then I bought 3 books and read 2 of them. Then I bought 7 books and read 4 of them. And before I even understood what was happening, I had 293 books, and I'd only read 14 of them. Then things got really bad. I'd go to the bookstore every day. First it was 4 or 5 books every day, then a dozen, then 30, then 50. Then I'd come home with the trunk of my car full of books. And of course I had to buy bookcases for all the books, and pretty soon every room in the house was lined with bookcases full of books. And when there wasn't room for another bookcase, I just started making stacks of books on the floor in front of the bookcases. And little stacks became big stacks, and a few stacks became many stacks, and pretty soon there were mountains of books with just a little narrow path between the mountains. But I didn't want every room in the house to be full of books, so at one point I declared the kitchen to be a book-free zone. But that didn't really work out very well, because now I have 126 cookbooks lined up on the kitchen counter, which is pretty pointless because I don't cook, because I basically subsist on ramen noodles, saltine crackers, and peanut butter, because I'm saving money to buy more books. Oh, I do have a few other kinds of food in the kitchen, but not much, because there's not much room to put it, because every cabinet is full of books. And sometimes the food and the books get all mixed up together. I mean, you can open a cupboard door and find something like Ralph Waldo Emerson pancake syrup, James Patterson raisin bran, Nora Roberts canned artichokes. And I don't buy any food that needs to be kept cold. That's because of my 34-volume 1961 edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica that I keep in the refrigerator. Well, there was no place else to put it. What was I supposed to do? But the worst part of book addiction is the guilt. Not just the guilt of spending all that money, but the guilt of owning thousands of books and only having read a fraction of them. It just seems like something is very wrong about that. And the guilt just builds and builds until you think you'll explode. And then, in an instant, everything changes. And you experience what, in the book addiction community, is called the Great Understanding. When you realize that it's not about reading books, it's about having books. And from that moment on, you're free. No more guilt. Now you can buy as many books as you want with no intention of ever reading any of them. And better than that, you can now feel free to buy books about things that you're not even slightly interested in. And you can buy books about subjects that are so obscure that probably nobody is interested in them. I found a book like that recently. It's entitled The Illustrated History of Anthropological Transmogrification in 16th Century Ecuador. And I have no idea what that even means. And I don't really care because it looks really nice on the shelf of my newest bookcase. I put it right next to my unabridged Norwegian Swahili dictionary. But I had to remove a shelf from the bookcase because this is a really big book. It's what some people would call a coffee table book. It's about 22 inches by 16 inches by 4 inches, and it weighs 43 pounds. It's a book that you wouldn't want to accidentally drop on your foot because you'd be looking at 12 hours of surgery and 14 months of orthopedic rehab. Oh yes, and there's a reason why I didn't put the book on my coffee table. It's because I can't even find my coffee table because it's buried under a big bunch of books. Now, you should also know that every book addict has a favorite bookstore. I have mine. I go there quite often. They know me. He's here, so he's here every day. Maybe we should get him a shopping cart. I think we should just rename the store after him. But being a book addict can cause issues with your favorite bookstore. For example, I went into my favorite bookstore recently looking for anything by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I searched the entire store. No Dostoevsky, nothing. So I went up to the information desk. A sales clerk was there, and I said, "Excuse me, do you have any Dostoevsky?" She looked at me with a somewhat disgusted expression on her face and said, "No, we used to have some Dostoevsky, but we don't have any Dostoevsky anymore because you have all our Dostoevsky." But for a book addict, going into any bookstore is a risky endeavor because there's temptation lurking everywhere. Example, you might be walking past a display of some of the latest titles, and one of the books calls out to you. "Hey, you. Yeah, you. Come here. Come here. Look at me. My cover design is positively stunning, isn't it? And my title is absolutely fascinating, isn't it? Come a little closer. Touch me. Pick me up. Hold me. Run your fingers up and down my spine. I'm a new book with a new story by a new author. Your library will never be complete without me. Buy me now." And here's where you have to fight the temptation. "No, I won't do it. I won't pay $28 for a brand new book when I can find a book on the bargain table for $4. And I don't care if it was written 85 years ago. I'm not going to read it anyway." Such is the life of a book addict. But there must be an end to the story. And I think I may know how my story will end. I think that I shall be in my house, walking down that narrow path between the mountains of books, and one of the mountains will collapse upon me. And as I lie there, buried under the accumulated knowledge of humankind, my last inward breath shall bear the sweet fragrance of paper and ink and glue. And as I am borne upward to that great library in the sky, though I cannot take my books with me, perhaps somehow some essence of them will pass with me. Yes, I think so, because books, like diamonds, are forever. Thanks for watching and or listening, as the case may be. You can reach me if you'd like at tom@tomharris.us or at 877-901-9977. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.